For foreshortening, we already kind of learned it's when something seems shorter than it is because it's coming towards us. So for example, if you're seeing an arm hanging, it's spelled foreshortening. If you're seeing an arm hanging down, it's like this. But if the person, let me do that darker. If the person lifts their arm and it's coming towards us and their hand is coming out, it could be this short. So one of the methods we use is coil drawing method when we're doing foreshortening things. It's if you like it, try it out. So you just start making some coils and then you kind of draw around the coils. You just see if you like it and if it works for your foreshortening needs. I don't really use any method. I just kind of look at it and try to see if it looks right. But if this arm is coming out towards us, it's just going to seem foreshortened. So for example, if you like, say there's a person and they're sitting like this, and this leg is down, but then this leg is up. So I'm going to use the coils for that because it's foreshortened, and then this leg comes down in front of it. It's just a method that you can use if you like. Or say there's a chair, right? And there's a person right here. This is their hips, right? And their legs are coming out towards you. Their thighs on the plane of the chair. And then their calves are normal. But it's going to help you kind of feel out or block in. I think you should try it and see if you like it. Areas that need to be foreshortened. The other method that people use is putting things in a perspective box. So say you have a 1-point perspective box right here, and here's the vanishing point. So this would vary. This would be different depending on how the person is. You can put the whole person in the box, or you can put just a part of the thing in the box. So say there's a hand right here, like a fist, right? There's the fist, right? And then it's attached to an arm that's going back in space at this perspective. That's going to be kind of, you'd have to make the indentation for the wrist, right? But that's going to be how you would do the foreshortening. That I think is a good method as well. So let's say there's a person sitting down right here. Let's make the box first. And their legs are coming out like this. So say this is like, they're like kind of doing the splits. I'm trying to make these equal, but I'm not really measuring in any way. I'm just kind of. Okay, and then here they're sitting right here, and their legs are coming out. And there would be bigger than that, of course, right? Because, I mean, they're not going to go that small, right? But say their feet, you're seeing the ball of their feet or their shoe, and then you're seeing their leg, and their knee is about here, and then their thigh. And this part seems kind of bigger, right? But that's a way that you could figure out, like, kind of foreshortening and how big these things would be in the front. Okay, so you could also, like, if there's a person lying down, I mean, this is a very extreme view, but you're seeing their feet. You could put their whole body in here, right? So their legs are kind of right here. And they're getting smaller. Their head is up here. They're getting smaller as they go back in space. So it's just something to practice. The boxes are really good. So you can use the boxes for different parts of the body. Now, if you have limbs that are like going in different directions, like for instance, if this person had arms that were sticking out, right, the vanishing point is not going to be right here. It's going to be between the arms. So say their arms were coming out here. So I'm going to put another box right here. And you're seeing kind of a hand right here. And then you're seeing their arm, their elbow, and coming up to their shoulder. So this is from a different vanishing point, right? And let's just do this other hand. I know I'm drawing over my drawings. So you can use different vanishing points for different parts of the body, and say this hand is coming out as well. This person wearing mittens is wearing mittens, and it's going back to the elbow. And there's their head and their neck. Okay, so, and it's say you were doing this again, you could put, instead of using the coil drawing method, so you can use the coil drawing method or perspective boxes. So here, you could kind of use that as well for the thigh, and put the thigh in a box to show you how short it would be. Anyhow, I hope that made sense. That's not usually the way I do it. So I have a drawing that I'm going to do really quickly. You can just, if you should practice and see what feels good to you. But like, I'm going to do a quick sketch with some foreshortening, and I usually just look at the shapes and see how I just usually draw it, and I keep in mind that something is going to be slightly foreshortened. It can be slightly foreshortened, or it can be very foreshortened, right? But I just do my shapes for my gesture drawing and figure by using that method of kind of looking for the shape. So I'm kind of eyeballing it, meaning I'm kind of guessing it out or feeling it out. So this is a person that's slightly leaning forward. So their torso, this is quick gesture drawing. I'm going to do my drawing over it. So their torso is a little bit shorter than it should be, or than I would intuitionally think that it is. Actually, the head is much bigger. And it comes up a little behind the arm. And then there's another arm right here. This is not extreme foreshortening. So, I mean, you can use those methods. This is a very, very quick introduction, but you can use those methods if you feel like you need to. I would practice them and see if you like them. I'm just doing kind of a darker contour line, getting the figure in here. This is by Rembrandt. It's an angel. It's a cherub. But he's slightly leaning forward. This needs to be going out more. So again, you're always making changes. You can just get some drawings with foreshortening or some photographs and just start practicing them. But this part is foreshortened right here because he's leaning forward. It's not as long as I would expect it to be. Now, I could use a method for that, or I could just kind of figure out, well, I think it might be shorter than I have it, right? It's up to you. And this leg is also slightly foreshortened because it's coming towards us. This is too big. Hold on. So this is just a quick sketch, but I mean, just kind of showing you how I would kind of feel it out. And this leg is also foreshortened because so I imagined it all the way out here, right? But this leg is coming towards us. So it's shorter than I imagined. And I just noticed that. So I'm making it shorter. This is his wing. Anyway, if you don't feel comfortable with the first two methods, you can just use this method. I mean, you should try all of them. I'm going to try to put in his hand. Let me erase this. So my starting point for the hand was a circle, but now I'm going to try to make it look like a hand. That doesn't really look like a hand, but I'm trying to do a quick sketch, so I'll do a longer figure drawing later. That looks a little too small for a hand. I'm just getting some marks for where I'm going to put his features. Anyway, that was just a really quick sketch, but just so you can use any of those methods. Again, you can use perspective, boxes, coil drawing method, or just drawing something that's foreshortened and feeling it out. And it's something that I think you should practice quite a bit. Okay.